Good afternoon. The death investigation at 309 Northeast 18th Avenue has been ruled a homicide. Cape Coral Police detectives have arrested Porfirio Rivera on charges of second-degree murder in the death of his wife, Anna Rivera. On Sunday, January 13th, Cape Coral Police received a call from a friend of Anna Rivera. The friend told police that she had just received a voicemail from Porfirio Rivera in which Rivera stated that he had killed his wife, Anna, was going to kill himself, and that the friend needed to call police to come to the home. Moments later, officers arrived and made entry to the home to check on the welfare of the couple. Upon entry, Anna's body was discovered on the kitchen floor in a pool of blood. Anna Rivera was pronounced deceased from multiple apparent stab wounds. Porfirio Rivera was also on the kitchen floor, suffering from apparent self-inflicted stab wounds. Porfirio was transported to the Lee Memorial Hospital as a result of his injuries. Mr. Rivera was interviewed by Cape Coral Police Major Crimes detectives, where he confessed to killing his wife, Anna. He will be taken to the Lee County Jail and booked on second-degree murder charges upon his release from the hospital, which should be within the hour. Porfirio Rivera has twice been arrested by the Cape Coral Police Department on charges of domestic violence battery, once in August of 2006 and once in October of 2012. In both instances, Anna Rivera was the victim. The Cape Coral Police Department grieves with the family of Anna Rivera as they mourn the loss of their loved one to this unspeakable act of violence. I'll entertain any questions you may have.
Do you know if she was pregnant?
I don't know that. I don't have that information.
That being, are they trying to determine that, or?
The medical examiner's office will be able to do that, but that information wasn't noted to me from our detective, so I don't have that.
How did Anna die again?
Multiple stab wounds.
In your previous investigations at that home, were there arrests made?
Yes, Mr. Rivera was arrested twice.
Seeing as how she was a victim of domestic abuse for several years, does the police department have any advice on what domestic violence victims should do?
It's difficult in this particular case. We certainly don't want to get into a position where we're blaming victims. But if you or someone you love or know is going through this type of a situation or is the victim of domestic violence, please reach out, tell a friend, tell the police department. We have victim advocates here. We have avenues to help you. Again, taking this particular case out of it, because there are other circumstances. Anybody that would need any type of assistance, we're here for you. The Lee County Sheriff's Offices, City of Fort Myers Police Department, any jurisdiction that you're in, we would ask you to reach out. There are many, many services that we can help you with.
What are some of those circumstances with this case?
In this particular case, I just don't know if what avenues she explored. I didn't have time to research any of the previous dealings. I do know, I can tell you that the victim advocates here at the Cape Coral Police Department reach out to victims of domestic violence, and not even victims, people that are listed in reports of domestic situations that are repeat people on reports. We reach out to them on a proactive level. So I don't know what extent that she took advantage of that, but I do know that if there are any people out there, there are avenues for you here.
I know. Was she living there? I mean, I think she had a boyfriend from Port St. Lucie. Was she still living there? Was she going back there for something? Or? I'm
not really certain. That's her listed address, so I have to go by the assumption that that's where she lived.
Under many circumstances, when there have been several arrests, there are also domestic violence injunctions. Was there a current domestic violence injunction?
There was a domestic violence injunction. I don't know if it is current, because oftentimes there's expiration dates on them. You have to petition or go before a judge to get them extended or get them lifetime. I don't have the research in this short a time to know that. If there was one in place, that would be a penalty enhancement when we get to the trial phase.
Which case are you talking about there? Do you know when that injunction was issued? Was that one of the previous cases, or was that the October?
I believe the latter one, the October one.
I know there was a no contact order. Is that the same thing as an injunction?
A lot of times I mistakenly use the same terminology. There's no contact order when somebody is released from jail, and then injunctions for protection. That's why I have to do the research to find out exactly what this one is.
But there's something telling him not to contact her, basically.
There was at that time. I don't know the expiration of it or the length of it.
And I think he was supposed to be at that address, is that correct?
That's what That's what somebody else had said. I don't know if you had told me that in a previous conversation. I'd have to double check that for confirmation.
But that's not his listed address, or is it?
That is his listed
That
address.
is-
When was the last incident?
The last incident that I have was October of 2012.
Were any of those in violent nature physically? Or
Well, the
it
charge was battery.
over?
Both of them were battery, domestic violence. Domestic violence is a subcategory of the crime. The crime was battery, which by itself is violent in nature.
Do you know how many times you were called to the house for domestic violence related issues?
I only know of the two that I noted. There may be others, but I don't have that information at this time.
Did the couple have kids together?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Were there kids in the home at the time? Or?
Not when we were there Sunday. All right. Thank you very much.